Let's go straight to Washington for the latest on the big developing story tonight, the release of millions more Epstein files. Our US correspondent James Matthews is looking through the documents for us. And James, what have you uncovered so far?
Yeah, hi Gillian, quite a bit to go through, more than 3 million pages, 2,000 plus videos, and in terms of the number of images, more than 180,000. This was publication day by the Department of Justice, belatedly of course. They all should have been out 6 weeks ago by law, but there's a lot in there. We have lifted some of the detail, and there are some familiar faces in there. Prince Andrew, or the man formerly...
Hello, my people. Today we are asking the question, do we have African Jeffrey Epstein? This disgusting individual and a monster. If you pay attention to the mainstream media or even online, this is a common name or the most popular name you're going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing about Epstein files. You know, I think since record has begun, this is the only disgusting monster of a person that have millions of record to his name or his activities. It's been documented. And so we're asking the question, do we have this kind of individual or have this similar tendency, this evil tendency? Do we have something like that in Africa? And the answer will be yes, we have. But I'm gonna, if you follow me along, you're gonna hear what I have to say about it, because whether you like the West or not, you only, or even if you don't like them at all, but you have to give them kudos the way they keep record. They keep record. They make sure that they create agencies. They take away record keeping from the rich and powerful. Because if somebody like Epstein is from Africa, or any country you can mention in Africa, there won't be record of him. All his evil activities with the minors, there won't be any record of him. He will delete all of them. All of them, you won't find it. But when you look at America, the way the FBI, all these their intelligence agencies, they keep record. Even if it's the best of, they still keep that record there. Even if they don't want people to see it, but at least they keep the record. You know what I mean? Because when they talk about this Epstein and stuff like that, it's not because of mainstream liberal media that we are getting these records. It's not because of them. Because people might be carried away because now they try to hijack this Epstein controversy. The mainstream media are trying to hijack it, because now if you watch BBC or CNN or any other Western liberal media, you will find they're always talking about Epstein. But Epstein did this, his files have been in existence for more than 10 years. And for this mainstream media, you won't hear about this Epstein. All these files were 3 million files, you won't hear about it. Even Joe Biden was there. He saw this. He knows about these Epstein files, but because there's a lot of rich and powerful people in these files and they did something wrong, he doesn't want to talk about it. That's why he just, nobody heard about Epstein file when Joe Biden was there. And people that made these people to see these files is actually the people that call themselves conservative or Christian conservative. They said they want to see these names, and they put pressure. If not because of their pressure, you won't see these files. So don't allow this mainstream media to take credit for this seeing these files of Epstein, how disgusting human being he was. But we're not talking about this man. We're not talking about Jeffrey Epstein. As we know, we want to talk about Jeffrey Epsteins we have in Africa, and why we will never find something like that. Or they commit these crimes in Africa, and nobody will ever find out. The only punishment they're gonna get is when God starts punishing them. That's it. But for us human being Africans, we will never find out because we don't have a, we don't have a record keeping agency that you cannot be bribed or cannot bought for by rich and powerful in Africa. Because sometimes people think that in Africa stuff like this doesn't happen. They don't have a PDF in Africa. You know what I mean? Those that they go for minors. We have them in Africa, and they do terrible stuff. And when they get, and I'm not talking about ordinary people that can do this. I'm talking about rich and powerful in Africa that are doing it, and because they are powerful and they have money, they control the information. Even when they are arrested, or some of them might not even be arrested, but even when the authority knows about their crime, they will delete their files. You know what I mean? The files will disappear. We won't find it. If this Epstein is doing stuff he did in Africa, you won't find any traces of his crime there in Africa. I'm telling you the fact, and that's the massive problem we have in Africa. It's a massive problem because people are not going to be held accountable. You know what I mean? Even when they die, it's always good because now Epstein is gone, he's no longer here. But at least it's going to be a lesson for generation to come about this man. You know what I mean? People is not going to fall the way he fall. These people are not going to follow in his footsteps. Even those that are rich and powerful, now, they're going to be scared by all these people that they have connections, because what's happened with Epstein is about he's well connected, and and another thing that helped him is white privilege, because somebody like him is making money, have a bank account, millions in account, and the bank can never call him and say, where did you get this money? Because he's white, he's a white man. He was a white man. But if a black man have this kind of money, is making money without any talent, or where he doesn't have any business, you know what I mean? But somebody that doesn't have any business knows Bill Gates, he knows Donald Trump, he knows Clinton. He is just well connected, and the people, those people that were his friends, they're not asking why this man having this money. You have private jet, you have island, you bought island in your own, and there's no source of income. He's not a computer guru. He doesn't find anything. He didn't discover anything. Doesn't have any oil company, nothing. But that's what it is. And what I'm saying about African is that we have these monsters in Africa, and they are still there today, and no one is holding them accountable. That's the big lesson we should learn in record keeping as well. Just deleting all this stuff, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to right the wrong. You know what I mean? Even if you're not going to hold the person accountable when he's alive, it's good to have this record so that people are going to look at it. People of goodwill will look at it and say, look, this man is evil. No one should follow in his footsteps. You know what I mean? But in Africa, we have this Epsteins, Jeffrey Epsteins. I'm very sure about that. I'm 100% sure we have them there that are doing very bad stuff, some disgusting stuff, and no one holds them accountable. And this is so bad. You know what I mean? Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Peace.